So, welcome to the... What session is this, actually? Is this 9? I think it's 9.
I mean,
Yeah, something
I
like
can
that.
look at your
6, 7. I think it might be 8. Was
I
it?
think the last time was 8. We're 2 ahead of schedule because the Serpentance tournament should have happened in session 10. But we've moved so far in the story very quickly because of certain decisions that you've made.
And an explosion we've caused.
Yeah, that we are...
This is session 10.
Session 10, okay. So this is session 10. Okay, so we're 1 ahead of schedule, so we caught up last time. So first things first, you're obviously at home. You're obviously in the Wolfspire. So...
Oh, I don't want to investigate Ashkeep. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yes, you do, David. Yes, you
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
definitely will. That sounds like a great idea.
So...
That's how we get ourselves killed by crazy mages. I should know.
You know how
I played a crazy.
David? The creepy
I
forest?
played a crazy mage multiple times.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
So okay, two of these are hidden because they are just ones that will be coming in later on, not in this session, but next session. But they are rumours that you've been hearing that So you've heard that there's a mercenary company, small elite mercenary company that you can hire, and you also hear that there are a few exiles on their way to Saga just to see if they can train anyone, see if there's anyone there to train. But the rest you can actually do, these quests. I've stopped giving you cost and rewards, because I'm thinking that's kind of fourth wall breaking, so it shouldn't be in there. But for the first time we did it, I thought I'd leave them in there just so you can see how it works and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do any of the missions that you left out last time. You can
Which would be improve interiors, build stables, reinforce walls, hammer, anvil. I definitely think we need to do hammer and anvil.
I would agree with that. I need to do meet with the Van Rethian diplomat as
I agree.
as Darth.
We get 2.
Just
You
saying.
get 2?
Yeah, we got 4
Oh,
the
we
first
got
time.
right.
We
We
get
got
2 now.
2.
If you can
Dean,
link
I have
it
a
to your
question.
character, then you can do it for free.
So what was that thing? If you
can link it to your character, you can do it for free.
okay.
That's any mission, basically.
Okay. Okay. Well, that works because I had a question about acquiring the traders and merchants. I had talked before about making the base for my my sort of trading company and all the shops and everything, making the base inside of the keep. And I'd already talked to people about moving them in prior to the tournament.
Okay. Yeah, these would be not so much. What you were talking about is like food produce and normal things, wares, things like that. What he's talking about is like high-end merchandise, like real, perfumes and spices, and you're basically turning the area of land around the keep, into a bazaar sort of thing, so that you can have traders land on the island and then bring their stuff off, and your guys protect them and protect all of the. He says you could even build warehouses there, that are so close to the keep that no one's going to fuck with them. That would be prime real estate. People would flock to pay for that sort of shit.
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay.
How are our individual tasks that you asked us to do coming along, Dean? Because I know there are a couple that I was kind of working on.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've had a look at those or not.
Right. Remind me what those are, because they were in the other Word document. I will find it, but just remind me what they are before we...
Well, I know one of mine was building a dock. So that was one of the start ones.
That one is almost complete. I'll say that. That one is very nearly complete.
Oh, I'm trying to remember as well for me.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you had something to do with that mage girl, right?
Yeah, I was. The 2 things I wanted to do were, one, bring my my trading company's home base into the keep and have supply lines go through our troops and stuff there. That was the first of the two things.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing was to, you already said I talked with the guy, with my trainee's family about moving her training inside the keep, and that we were finding other binding users,
Mm-hmm.
and approaching them about training inside of the keep.
Okay.
So
So
they don't hurt themselves, and I have more people.
yeah. Okay. So she that invitation has been accepted, and she is due to turn up this morning. Basically, when we start the session, she is due to turn up with her family. Her family will not be joining you. I'm just going to say that now. They're a noble family, so they won't be living here. She may well do though. And your men have returned with 4 recruits, 4 latent binding users who don't really know how to control their powers, but have turned up to try and train. One of whom you found out was a fraud, so you kicked them out. So there are 3.
It's always going to happen.
Yeah, so there are 3 binding users who have turned up.
Excellent.
Go on, train the conscripts best you can. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can train the conscripts. That's done. I mean, that's what you'll be doing.
Yeah, it's just a basic thing, really. So.
The lower levels of the castle, you can mine, but do you want to keep people away from the grave of Sarpedon, or?
Ideally, I wouldn't send a full expedition force down there. I'd probably select a few kind of men.
I'd probably specify to avoid this section. It's dangerous. There's traps set, and we've declared it off limits. Would be what I would say.
If they go in there against my will, though, there's nothing really I can do. So that might happen.
I mean, they're probably going to get murdered by living statues.
They might do. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, this has been a week now since the last session, and yeah, you're getting a fair amount of nice ore out of there that you can sell on, that sort of thing. Now that'll net you around about 3,000 gold, and you get that every single week now, added to the coffers, because there's lots of copper and lots of precious metals down there. But you do find some of your men have been chopped up because they've gone down the wrong passageway in the morning, or they've been drunk and they've gone down there because they know where it is, and they've ended up getting sliced to pieces.
That's already happened.
Yeah.
Then maybe we should make like an obvious blockade or something.
Oh, I intend to. Yeah, I intend.
Do not
I
go
intended
this way.
to. And once I thought about it, I was like, yeah, no, we're definitely. Decimus will work on a blockade.
And the dock is coming along. It's going to be another couple of weeks before it's finished. But what you can have some smaller ships start landing and applying their wares and taking their goods off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nothing sort of too expansive. Just a little one. Try and help Decimus get off his feet. Really.
Yeah, cool.
Have we had any? What was the other? Has anything else come of meeting the? Oh no, never mind. I remember what happened. It'll ignore me.
Okay.
Okay, Saya, what have you been doing in the past week?
Well, I would have asked Duro about trying to get a message to the main headquarters of Black Lotus to find out what was up with everything that happened last time.
What's up with the whole murdering thing, guys?
Okay.
Totally not cool.
Well, not telling me. We have people in the area. If they wanted someone in the area assassinated, they probably should have told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it very odd.
So yeah, you can straight up send him to go and get answers. Go and send a message if you want, or he can just draft you a letter. I mean, that could happen too. But,
well, I need someone. I imagine that they have different. Like if I sent him to give a message, he probably wouldn't have to go all the way to Seda. He'd just go drop it off at a different place.
I mean, you could have done this last
not
session.
Seda, Shade City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done it as soon as I could have.
Okay.
I don't know how much time has passed since the tournament.
So yeah, a week. So it's enough for a Raven to get to you. And you basically hear that your appointment hasn't gone up the levels yet. So yeah, it's official, but you know, not everyone knows that you're there because obviously it's a secret organization. They don't go around blabbing
Right.
who's where, so they can only apologise. But they've been paid a vast sum of money by someone who has a claim to the throne, and they are honouring their deal. And there's nothing you can do about it. Basically, they're not being nasty about it. They're just saying, you know, that's just how it is. So
Okay.
you are ordered to take every necessary step to make sure that this client, who will be in touch shortly, sits on the throne.
Awkward.
Oh dear.
Because you know who it definitely isn't. The one that Darthus and Decimus are sort of getting behind. The warrior one who's like Cassio? Cassio, I think.
Cassar, yeah.
Cassar,
Cassar.
definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
definitely not Cassar.
Yeah. Well, the other one wasn't near them when the whole assassination happened, which Saya did see.
Mm-hmm.
But then they went after both of them.
Yeah,
Like-
but you know, you can wound somebody in a way that's definitely not fatal. Training
Yeah, I guess he could have said
to
something
clear
like.
suspicion.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I was in if I was in this position, that's how I would have worked it.
Doesn't bode well.
Miraculously surviving your wounds and and regaining control of your empire. It makes it for a good story.
So yeah, that's what you hear back. And I assume you've been training your dudes.
Yeah, of course.
So a lot of people who've been staying at Wolfspire have been puzzled by the bodies that have been falling from the top of the from the top of the keep. But they keep falling, and they're the same people, and they keep just falling down backwards. They're basically doing Assassin's Creed style drops from the tops of these towers onto the hay bales that have been put below.
Oh.
So, and you're just like up there, just like directing them. So when you fall, just make sure you do it gracefully, all right? You know, it's all about appearances.
If you don't look like a badass,
Yeah, you have to
You're
look
doing
cool.
it wrong.
If you belly flop into the straw, that doesn't look cool. We don't, our name doesn't.
and it
spread.
also might kill you.
Then it also might kill you.
It's true.
So, yeah, that's what you've been doing.
Okay.
I want to give you some points. So, how many points do we have now? We have oops. There we go. And so yeah, what we're going to be working on this week. You have 1,359 warriors at the moment, troops. 500 of whom are working for the Ashen Sails under your auspices at the moment. So, you have 800.
So you're gonna meet. So Darthus would meet with the Valenrethian diplomat personally, right?
I
That's
would.
kind of a
I would
that's kind of a
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
something his character would absolutely have to do on his,
if I refuse
whether or not we did it.
a
Really.
great front, unfortunately.
So, Dean, would that count as like part of his character thing, or so it wouldn't be part of our two things?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay.
I could take it as one of my free actions.
Yep, one of your free actions, that's fine.
That's a good way of doing it.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I definitely think we need to start working on, hammer and anvil.
I think that's a good idea. I
I'm
mean,
just not sure what the second one should be. What do you guys think?
I'm quite for kind of traders and merchants, but I mean, I love the idea of investigating Ashkeep, but I know you guys aren't very keen on that. So,
Ashkeep.
Well, I mean, Ashkeep is important. It is definitely something we can do, but I believe that
we got
potentially Saga could send her recruits to do that instead of
I
having
don't
a.
remember talking about Ashkeep. It's a new one.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
It is everything from Valenrethian diplomat down is new.
Yeah. Well, Dan just said that we weren't keen on investigating. I don't remember even having a discussion
Oh,
about
sorry,
it.
no. David said
Were
it.
you guys talking about it before?
Yeah, David.
We were basically saying that it seemed like a terrible idea.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, I didn't know whether you were involved in that discussion or not, or whether
Okay, no.
how terrible it was. So,
You know, that sounds like something. You know, a castle appearing out of ground sounds like some crazy binding user stuff. You know, the same kind of binding users who pick up cities and drop them on their heads.
We might not be ready for that yet.
Probably, maybe not. Okay.
But the problem is, if we don't look into it, it's just gonna get bigger.
Oh yeah, worse. What about reinforcement?
So, I mean, I definitely think that maybe, you know, I don't know if we want to send our normal people there, because when the Meiji guy grabs them and explodes their heads.
Where is this?
And then we're talking about Ashkeep.
Okay.
There's definitely going to be, there's probably going to be binding user there, catches our scouts and explodes their heads. We're going to be down some scouts and still not have any information. But size people can, hide their presence.
I'm definitely not sending my noob apprentices to some crazy, scary castle that just popped out of the ground.
That's a good.
Off you go.
God.
Remember to fall
It's
properly.
like a 90% chance of death, and you won't send your trainees. God.
Remember to fall properly.
So touchy. So touchy.
They fall properly, they'll be fine. But
when they try to explode them off the tower, they jump to the other side and fall properly.
If they do not, then they will
Dean speaks
die.
wise words. What about reinforcement?
Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean, we've got the stone to rebuild the wall. By the way, Dean, guys, did we get experience for the last two sessions? Did it ever get tallied?
You did, but as you
not that
get
I
higher
know.
in levels, things will slow down.
I just don't remember. I don't remember us being told about experience since before the tournament.
Mm-hmm. What levels are you now, by the way?
5,
I
I think, unless I missed something.
It should be on my
Yeah, I
Asunder
was-
page.
5.1 before
Yeah.
the tournament.
Then,
You are right. You are correct. We didn't do that last time.
yeah, we haven't done it. Yeah, for either of the tournament ones.
Cool. So, Sire, you are now approaching level 7. You are 6.9.
Awesome.
6.9. Darthis,
Mm-hmm.
you
Take
are
that breath.
6.5.
Okay, fine, good stuff.
And Decimus, you are also 6.5.
Mhm.
I give that to Saya because she won the tournament, so she got a lot.
That's, no, that's fair.
You win the tournament. Now, I have no qualms about her getting
That's true.
an extra.
Yay! So now I get to give my. Wait a minute.
Now I have access to earth magic.
And now all of the monsters get worse. You are
Oh,
Did
and
I?
more numerous.
worse and more numerous.
I don't know if I
Yes.
leveled myself up to 5. What the hell was I doing?
It's alright, sorry. It's all good.
Like, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
5.
The reason I really wanted to know if we were hitting level 6 is because now I have access to earth magic. So when we do reinforce the walls, I can help
Awesome.
and
Ah.
make them.
I will let you-
make them stronger.
I will let you do that for free now. Because you have that magic that you can use. You have the binding that you can use to weld the... I mean, tales of your binding will spread. So, you may be
I can
getting a
live with
knock
that.
on the door from...
I've not made any attempt to hide it.
yeah, you
Since
may be getting a knock on the
about
door from
about the
the
second session.
from the Spire Church at some point. Where, apart from that, that's all good. Yeah, we'll,
Yeah.
that is now
And
complete.
that's why we have 1,500 warriors here to help protect me from the Spider Church.
Is it reinforced the eastern walls? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So that only costs you 1,500, not 2,500 because you did your.
Oh,
thing.
that money! It just hurts so much.
And you're on that amount of points. Cool. So.
Oh no, Saya! 1,500. We are so poor.
Is that 1,500 each, Dean?
No, just overall.
Out of the coffers.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can.
I never gave myself a point in my attributes when I was level 5, so now I have 2. that I can
Yeah, I'm
use.
hoping that I've remembered every time, but I'm not gonna like go back and count.
How many are we meant to have at the moment?
Yeah. Well, I keep track of it level by level in this stupid spreadsheet that I made. So.
Okay, I did not.
Yeah.
I've not done that.
Yeah.
So I need. Okay.
If you guys
So let's-
saw my,
How many do we
it has like
start
5 tabs.
with, guys? Do you know?
Jesus. What?
How many points do we start with? And then I'll just work back from there.
32.
32. Awesome. Right, what about the others, guys? Are we going to do...
So we've got the walls. We wanted to do hammer and anvil,
Yeah.
and we've got to meet with the Valenrathian. Now the question is, do we want to start working on improving it, or do we want to go meet, with more people? We have the Knights of the Raven, we have the traders and merchants, which will help us make a lot of money very quickly.
Do we need money?
I mean, technically, we always need money.
Right.
Because remember, when we start, we've gotten wood and stone, but we're still going to need to buy good metal. Even if we, get some of it, we're not going to be able to make enough to really build up our, to actually equip all of our people. We are going to need to, actually, do that. So. Buy metal and weapons, armor, and the stuff we need to fully outfit our things. And as we have traders and stuff, our troops may start outfitting themselves to some extent because they are getting paid, which will help morale and everything. And then they can just hang out in the bazaar when they're off duty. It's it's a mix of things. But the Knights of the Raven, would probably give us a 25 heavily armed Caldanian Knights, which Caldanians do heavy cavalry, if I'm not mistaken.
They do it quite well.
Yeah. So having a heavy cavalry, which we do have some heavy cavalry as well, still from the Valenrathians, but not quite. The Valenrathian heavy cavalry is not quite the Caldanian one.
True.
It's just definitely going to. I know one of my personal things is going to be start building a library for research inside of the keep.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
And having merchants there will help, bring more different wares into the books.
That's true.
But I am also built, making my merchant company centered here, so it's hard to say exactly.
So, we've gone on long enough now. I think it's time to decide what we're going to do, finally.
Saya, you haven't been pitching. You haven't said too much about it. Do you have anything that you're leaning towards?
I was leveling up. So, you get to reinforce the walls for free, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's already
And
done.
we're getting weapons.
We wanted to do hammer and anvil.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Awesome. Let's do that.
Okay, that is
What was the other one?
Try to lock that in then.
Yeah.
Hammer and anvil's locked in. We got reinforced for free and meet the Valenrathian for free. We just need to pick one more real quick.
One more. Okay.
So I think we were
Anything you're leaning toward?
Traders or Knights of the Raven. Did you say, David?
Yeah, those are the I do like some of the other ones, but I think Knights of the Raven is we still actually have Shogun's recruitment drive, but these are going to be people who need training, whereas we can get a whole bunch of but then again they are mercenaries, so you can only trust them so far.
I don't know. Knights of the Raven sounds cool.
Okay, let's do
And
that.
at the very least, they'll keep them from being against us in the near future.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. I'm happy with that. Knights of the Raven it is, Dean.
Alright. So, we're going to lock that one in.
All right, and
Okay. For our free actions, Dean, should we just come up with some stuff as we go?
Yeah, you can come up with some stuff.
You do afterwards. Cool. Okay.
I mean, I know one of the things that, like I was just telling them, one of the things this is going to work on is building up a library for research purposes.
Mm-hmm.
until if we find a good room that'll do it. If he's going to start off just collecting them into his own rooms, but if he gets like a huge amount of books, he's going to, just take a room that, not a huge room, but a reasonably sized one that he can use as the library, especially since he's starting to bring binding users here.
Okay. So, just for posterity, you are doing this session. Hammer and Anvil. That's locked in.
Yep.
You are doing Reinforced Eastern Walls, which is locked in and free.
Yep.
You're doing Meet the Valenrethian Diplomat, which is locked in and free. And you're doing the Knights of the Raven, which is locked in.
Yep.
Anything else? No, that's it, isn't it? You get a free action. I don't know what you want to do with it, though.
Okay. I'll think about it. We can go on.
Okay, cool. So that's it. All those things will be done over the next week. Message has been sent to Knight of the Raven in the Ascent saying yes. We will be with you forthwith. The Valenrethian Diplomat is awaiting your summons. The Eastern Walls this week are being rebuilt. This is sound of masonry and pounding of chisels on stone is heard throughout the keep, and you've set your Decimus. You've sent your new recruits training levitating things by putting blocks into place in the wall and things like that. So you're there just on the green part of the. Let's put the thing back up. Hang on.
And I'm also, from my studies of the walls and how they were put together with the binding, I'm trying to match that as closely as possible. And if I can find a way to improve it.
Yeah, so you're on the eastern wall, just making sure that this is all repaired, and you're standing on the green here, just directing your people to do what needs to be done. So you're trying to study in your rooms, and your apprentices are there as well, and you're getting really pissed off at the fucking noise, the constant noise. And Darthis, you have to decide where to put the Valenrethian Diplomat. Like, you have staterooms. So it's up to you. You remember the staterooms on the second floor that are for the officers that you didn't want to go in?
No one used but me.
We put Kassar in last session, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'll put them.
They've left in sense.
I'll put them in there. They can be female.
Okay. Well, there's only one. Yeah.
Okay.
He goes in there. Okay. Cool. That's that. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to investigate what's going on first around the keep?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Shogo comes to you in your room and knocks on your door.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And
Not Shogo. It's okay.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry. Totally.
So
Totally blanked for a moment.
God's sake.
The story was about to go in a very different direction.
So Shogo is he's just like, well, he's waiting downstairs in the main hall. I don't know where would you like to meet him? I mean, we don't really have any opulent rooms to receive such guests at the moment.
We have a big, impressive, sort of throne room, even if we don't have a throne in it.
We do, but it's just a bit depressing when it's a throne room and doesn't have a throne in it, isn't it? Really, it's just an empty room.
I suppose we could take one of Decimus's fancy chairs because he's gotten a couple of fancy chairs.
That's true. You are hogging them. No, I'll turn to Shogo.
I've been getting the chairs out of my own pocket.
Okay, I believe.
I mean, if you want to use a fancy chair for the throne room, Decimus would be not opposed to that.
Okay. I'll turn to Shogo and just say, I'll tell you what, we'll tell him to meet us in the main courtyard. I'll meet him outside. I think that might be the best display of the of our surroundings that we have for him at this time.
Okay. So he meets you in the courtyard.
Okay.
And as you can see here, he meets you in the courtyard, and you can see it's actually Resin. It's actually the fellow from the tournament.
Oh God.
That's just general fellow.
Edge was Decimus.
He looks Kaldanian, but he is quite hairy. So have you ever seen there's a Hobbit movie? I can't remember which one it is, and it has the guy who can turn into a bear.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know.
He kind of looks like a toned down version of that.
Right, Bjorn. Okay.
I mean, he's not that toned down from Beorn.
Well, no. In the last campaign, he wasn't. No. because he was literally a wolf in that thing. But because wolfen are no longer a thing, now he's a toned down version of Beowulf, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I know. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I keep forgetting wolfen don't exist anymore.
yeah, I know. Boo-hoo. Fuck 'em. So yeah.
Cool. I'll turn to him and just say, "Welcome, my friend," and I'll bow shortly and just say, "I believe you wanted to see me."
Yeah. He doesn't bow. Like he just like nods. Just like just gives you like a nod. But you can tell you've been around warriors before. And you can tell that it's quite a thing you just did there. They don't just acquiesce to anybody. So yeah, he gives you a nod, a curt nod, and he says, "Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm not really too happy about being the messenger."
I wouldn't be either. So I know what you mean. Just well, let's get it over with then, shall we?
I say, yeah, I've been here to accept the deeds to the castle.
I see. For whom, might I ask?
Well, that would be your cousin, the Emperor.
My cousin. Oh, I see. Well, no one informed me that anyone was coming to do so. I wasn't really sure that the Emperor knew about the extent of our affairs so far. I mean, I told him that we'd taken possession of Castle Wolfspire, but not that we'd settled here all that much.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the birds have been fluttering, haven't they?
He says, I suppose they have.
Mm.
Anyway, where are the deeds?
I believe my friend has over here has them. I think you may have met him before. In the tournament, I think. Do you recognise him? And I'll just sort of gesture over to Decimus.
I'd probably be over, still working on with my people.
He just shrugs and goes, not really.
No.
After our epic battle and our subsequent conversation, and
You know, Resin. Would he really give you credit for anything that you did there?
he would remember. He'd remember. He'd remember the fight. He does. Remember good fights.
Yeah, he remembers the fight. I seriously doubt he'd be like, oh yeah, what a guy. No, he'd just be like,
Oh yeah, no, he'd be like, he'd play it off and be like, oh yeah, him, right?
yeah. He's just like, no, not really. Just every one fight's as good as another. I think Resin, in the years since the adventure, he's been a general for a long time. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
In the years since the adventure, yeah, he loves a good fight, but at the same time, it's,
He has his duties.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. I'll make my way over to Decimus then, as he's weeping softly. Just.
He's something broke inside of him, but he doesn't know what.
Now, what do I find, David? Am I disturbing you in the middle of waving your arms around?
Well, no, I a lot of it is mostly me directing them, and having them set the stone in, and once the stones are set, then I go up to it and you start channeling, and you can see the stone any of the cracks and anything in the stone is kind of disappearing, and the seams become so small that it almost looks like it's a solid piece of wall.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll try not to interrupt you in the middle of doing something like that. So I'll just call over to you and say, Decimus, my friend, I believe you have the deeds to the castle somewhere. I gave them to you for safekeeping. Do you remember?
Indeed.
What of them? My friend here is asking for them by order from the Emperor himself.
Yeah. Resin stands there with his arms folded, like big, massive corded muscles and scar marks all the way over his arms. And he looks at you all it's also like a wolf would look at a hare or a rabbit.
I would give him a bow. It's like, my Lord Resin.
He's like, I'm not a lord, son.
Well, you have all the honor of one, and then some.
He's like, yeah, enough sucking my cock. Look, can you just give me the deed so I can get out of here and go home?
Give us a minute. I need to take a look through our rooms.
Thanks.
Darthus, if you could join me.
I will. I'll follow Decimus out, and just
and
tell Rez not to touch anything.
I
He
probably
just glares at you.
as I go, I'd probably send a runner to to find Saya if she's not up on the roof, and have her meet us.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, I want to discuss this with.
I'm actually in this area.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Showing
yeah, you're having your people do their flips and shit.
Yeah.
He's more interested in watching that, to be honest with you. So Resin just wanders off. He's like,
okay.
He wants to watch the assassins.
Did Sam go black for you guys?
Yes, she did. I believe she has gone momentarily.
Oh, no.
We can go up to the roof.
Well,
I mean, I'd just send someone to get her.
Oh, right.
Going up to the roof.
Okay. Let's wait for someone to get.
And if I see that Resin's clear, looking at watching them do their flips and shit, I would probably mention to the runner to say, and if you could let your trainees continue their training.
Be useful.
Yeah, it would be appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd head over to the rooms and wait for Saya.
Cool.
And I suppose I mean I wouldn't just sit there quietly waiting. And should we wait for Sam to come back?
Yeah.
Before
we
take this moment to go and get yourself a refreshing beverage.
I will. I was just planning on doing so. So thank you, dude. Refreshing beverage it is.
I'm gonna go see if my mom's finished cooking some French toast so I can steal some and say hi to my sister again. I'll be back. Like 5.
Okay.
Oh, everything hurts. Oh, shit.
And so I was on there. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, they were just going to get drinks whilst you were away.
Okay.
What happened, baby?
That was annoying. I don't know. I was just talking and then everything froze and then I closed Roll20, but then everything just wouldn't open back up and then it did.
Must have been a lockup. CPU lockup. Happens. Not to worry about.
But yeah. So yeah, basically what I was saying is that I'm with my apprentices and we're doing alchemy.
Okay.
Like basically like sitting in a circle with our mortar pestles, probably.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm back. Just
Hello.
hello.
Hey.
We just let Resin be distracted by your apprentices jumping off stuff, and we sent a runner to find you, basically.
No, they're not jumping off stuff right now. We're
right.
we're doing alchemy.
Oh, okay.
I must have gotten cut off before I said that.
Might have done. That's all right. Well, David told the runner to tell you to get them to continue doing it, so maybe they should, because it was useful in distracting Resin. So.
Well,
I don't know whether you want to or not. It's fine.
Yeah, he's likely not going to be as entranced with mortar and pestle work.
You never know. Resin could have his hobbies. What are you talking about?
I mean, we can say that I tell them to stop doing alchemy and start practicing their jumps.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Just got a message.
This castle's really starting to come together, isn't it?
Yeah. It seems like a home now, rather than an actual, ruin. Sounds good.
It's true. Does mean we put a bigger target on our backs, but just to be expected, I guess. We sort of knew that going in, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you got the men, you know, it should be alright.
Yeah.
Should be. Till a dragon comes and sits on us.
Well,
But,
we'll
know,
see.
You're giving all of us really difficult decisions today.
Like what?
Like, the whole Black Lotus thing for me. And, like, this whole situation right now is really awkward. So maybe awkward is a better word for it. Maybe not so much difficult, but really awkward.
Yeah. I wanted to speak to you guys about this before anything happened, because obviously I have to defer to the will of, you know, my cousin as it happens, but you guys don't necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, there's a voting system in place, so
That's true.
no one can know. Well, no one's Lord Commander yet, so you know.
No, that's true.
It's a trio of leaders.
I don't think anyone will be. I think we'll just, yeah, I think the voting system works quite well, to be honest. We normally vote the same way anyway. So.
We'll see.
And it froze again. I really hope it doesn't keep doing that.
Does seem like there's always something with Roll20, doesn't there?
Yes, Roll20 is a buggy piece of shit, and it fucks everyone up all the time. To be fair, XSplit is similar. XSplit is the same. It's a piece of shit.
I guess Tabletop Simulator would present more difficulties than it would solve, really.
Not really. I mean, as long as you roll dice and... Yeah, but the thing is that viewers can't really see what you've rolled. Yeah, you need to zoom right in to...
Yeah, that's true.
If it ever came with a utility where you'd roll it on the table and a little thing would come up on the side telling you what you rolled, that would be... Then I'd be like, yep, we're doing it Tabletop Simulator from now on.
Yeah.
They don't have dice in Tabletop Simulator?
They do. You've got to zoom in to see what was rolled.
Yeah.
The viewers can't see what was rolled.
Sorry about that.
It's
I had to run the
fucking ball
luggage.
ache every single time you want to roll something.
Sorry?
So, yeah. So, Saya is back. So, continue where you left off.
Okay. I've informed Sam of your request for the runner. So I believe her apprentices are now jumping off stuff. Whether they were or not beforehand, we don't really know. But
well, they weren't.
They weren't.
Before.
They weren't. Yeah.
No.
We thought they were. Apparently, they weren't. So.
No.
But
if you want them to, they can.
We want. You know, they were basically to distract Resin while we talk.
That was the plan. Would Decimus have any way particular in mind to meet, or
he said that the deeds are in his room, so
okay.
He's,
Let's go to your room then.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big room, so it's not like there's going to be any awkwardness.
Okay, cool.
I mean, all the rooms are pretty big. So, yeah, once Saya, you know, like, imagine it's not going to be too long for Saya.
I'm there.
Just like, alright. So,
I'll explain.
Arthur's scared too, yeah.
So a messenger has, well, a diplomat, I suppose, of sorts. Not really very diplomatic though. Has visited us, and you may recognise the name as Resin, Decimus's opponent in the tournament.
Remember, Saya fought him too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's essentially come to request the deeds for Castle Wolfspire in the name of my cousin, as it happens. Now, it's not really my place to go against the will of my cousin, and I'm sure you understand that, and I can't really, but I wanted to speak to you two, because obviously you can.
That is awkward.
It is.
Well, the thing is, we didn't. You as an individual did not claim this vessel.
Exactly.
Our organization did.
Yeah. If we go under that mindset, I think that's the best way to go forward. It's just whether. Well, I don't know how involved my cousin will want to be in the whole process. I don't know whether it's he just wants it as a statement that it's under his banner, but we need to decide how to go forward.
I understand the position that you're in, Darthus, but I really don't think it's a good idea to hand the deed over to someone. I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, we'd no longer be in control over here. While I do, have the utmost respect for your emperor, this was not conquered and for our emperor. This was not conquered in the name of Valinor. This is a trading outpost and mercenary group, and while we do have Valinorian troops or conscripts there, it is not a Valinorian establishment, and as such,
I was more speaking of the crazy magical stuff that's happening around here.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
there's that too.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
Oh, and those things too. Yeah. And the Dragon Soul too.
It'd just be, but this was to be like, we have the rights to this, and while I have respect to them, I don't, believe that they have rights over us to this.
See, I guess I would have a third of the ownership on this, and I'm not even from Valenreath or affiliated with Valenreath in any way.
Exactly.
I agree. It is a difficult situation that my cousin's put me in. I don't really understand why he sent me here, with under the guise of being an envoy at the very most from Valenreath and the Empire, but nothing more. And he's told me nothing more. And this seems like a very strange move. So I think we should be a little bit concerned. But I agree that we should necessarily hand over the deeds.
Another thing is that we were given, we were allowed to take this by will of Karad, and not to be, but as a individual company, and not as an envoy of Valinor. And if we do take this, especially with his sons now in power, I believe it would be seen as an affront to them, and it would cause a diplomatic incident.
I agree.
I think that we should definitely. I think that we should explain to Resin that while we will, and while we will work with the Valinorian Empire, we are, as a company based in the Sunderlands, are not, not an envoy and not a forerunners for them.
Okay, I think that's wise.
I don't know how well it's going to take it.
That was really the issue. I agree with you both on all of the points that you've mentioned, and that's my thinking as well. But it was more how we put that across to Resin in the most diplomatic way possible. He doesn't really seem like the most amiable of men. I think I'll give it a go.
In any case, prior to me talking with him and explaining our position, I believe we should draft a letter to your cousin as the Obsidian Wolves Mercenary Company and a mercenary and trading company.
Very well. I'll go and work on that. And
I was actually, like, as I'm saying that, I would probably be like shuffling paper to find some good letter stock.
Okay.
So that we could work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it together. Yeah. I wouldn't suggest that you go and speak to him without me. I think we should do it as a united front.
Absolutely. Yeah. But let's draft the letter and then we'll speak with Resin together.
Okay.
If that's all right with you.
Yeah. So Dean, I think what we do is draft a letter basically saying that we claimed Castle Wolfspire under the banner of the Obsidian Wolves. Mm-hmm. That it was done with the consent of Akira Kerod, which who now is unfortunately deceased, and I'll probably mention that in the letter, just as a kind of a.
But why, though we are forming a relationship with the son, and in the interest of our sovereignty as as a mercenary company in Asunder, and as with interest in avoiding international incidents, while we are more than willing to work with the Valenrethan Empire, we must retain our sovereignty.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And control over the blah blah blah.
Cool. So yeah, you send that letter off, and you guys can go and talk to Resin.
Well, we would probably try to send it back with Resin.
Yeah. So yeah, you go and find Resin, and who's going to hand it to Resin? Is Saga going to hand it to him, or is anyone?
I'm definitely letting Darthus hand it to him.
I'll hand it to him. What's he doing when we find him?
He just looking very bored.
Okay, good start.
I was worried he might have started trying to train some of our troops.
No. Besher is just talking at him about knives. So he's he's just like sitting there and going, and he goes, but butter knives are just no good for cutting skin, you see, and they're not even good for spreading butter, because if the butter's like cold, it just rips apart the bread. It's ridiculous. And she starts showing him the butter knife she has. This butter knife, look, see this? It heats up. It heats up and heats up the butter, and then you spread it on as you go on. And yeah. Oh, I have another knife. See, it's a steak cutting knife, right? And what you do is you get the knife out like this, and there's another blade on there, and they shear like this. Can you see? Look, it goes on there, and then you cut the thing. It's also good if you need to sort of make a statement with a kill. You get it on the artery, and you just jimmy it about, and it sprays blood everywhere. It's brilliant. I have another knife as well.
I'm going to interrupt.
Did Besha just accidentally invent scissors again?
Yeah.
I know scissors will exist at this point, but
yeah.
Maybe.
I'm gonna give Hellas a look.
Okay.
And nod over to Besha,
She goes, okay. And she goes over, she gently takes her by the shoulders and goes, come on, Besha, that's it. And then as she walks out, she goes, back to the fucking zoo.
One job.
One job.
Well, no, they were supposed to distract him, and I think they've definitely.
No. I understand that, but it's Hellas's job basically to not let Besha have knives.
Oh right.
Yeah. You didn't say if she does invent knives, then that's kind of harder to police than.
Right.
Just.
And no, I just kind of tell my apprentices to practice their alchemy until I get back.
Okay.
Whatever I taught them today.
Yeah. You just hear Basha go, I'm going to poison a knife. You guys as they're walking off.
Lovely.
I mean, at least she's creative.
It's true. It's true.
Cool.
Okay.
There's no denying that.
Yeah, I'll probably just call Resin's attention over, and
he comes over and goes, this is not fucking knives, is it?
It's no, it's not, unfortunately.
Good.
Unless you want it to be. I mean, I can get Besh back for you if you like. If you miss something.
Do you have the deeds?
I have this for you, and I hand him the envelope and say, I think this explains it satisfactorily, and Logan can do what he wishes upon receipt of it. And if there is a message that he needs to send back to me, then that is perfectly within means. But at this time, we won't be handing the deeds over.
Okay, so he reads the document, and then slowly takes it and goes, it's a brave man who says no to the Emperor of Valenrethan, especially when that man is your cousin.
Well, I think that's all the more reason for it. I think someone has to
the
say
reason being...
Well, I thought it was clear enough from the letter, but essentially we made this what it is, and we made it for us, and if the Emperor wants to claim it, then he should speak his intentions to me kind of directly. You know, this was made. This whole venture was made separate to Valnreath, and we owe kind of no debt to the Valnreathian Empire.
Yep, I get the message. Okay. So Resin has been under the impression that you're Damocles' boy. You know what I mean? Like you two are tight, and that you'll do anything for him. So when you start talking like that, he just looks at you like above the letter, like, and he just goes, "Really?"
Indeed, it seems so.
And it seems there's been a changing in the wind over here. And he just rolls it up and goes, "Alright, I'll deliver this to him. Can't say how pleased he's going to be that his favoured cousin has gone rogue, but he just shrugs and goes, tell you what, maybe I can save you some blushes. What if I go back to him and tell him that, you know, the Obsidian Wolves are ready to stand with him in his wars free of charge in the future, shall we say? And at the expense of a shall we say, messenger's fee of around 10,000 golden alms?
10,000 golden alms. Well,
I mean, like, you know,
to me,
it's probably a good way to smooth things over. Like, Decimus kind of looks at Darthus, and kind of, you know, not like jumping for joy, but it's like it seems like a good idea. You know,
yeah,
kind of give you that look.
I think that's well worth the kind of weight that we can have behind Resin's words in this matter. I think that would really do good, and we have some dough. Just saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, everyone. So yeah, this wouldn't be a bad way to spend it in the interim, I think. So yeah, I'd probably give you a little bit of a look, Decimus.
And then we'd both look towards Saya.
I think so. Yeah.
How does Saya react?
I'm looking up at the ceiling.
Okay, wonderful. I'll just turn back to Resin and say, let me arrange that for you very quickly, and I'll pull you both aside and into a separate room, maybe near Saya's quarters. I don't know. Casually, we'll see.
All right.
So what are we doing in here?
Well, you know, you've heard the conversation.
Yeah.
No,
what
I know.
are we doing in your room? Yeah.
Well, why did you feel the need to drag us away, Darthus?
I mean, I'd be like,
money on.
let's arrange how we're paying this.
That was the whole issue, that we needed the payment and we didn't have the payment there necessarily. So
yeah.
Obviously I didn't want to say, oh, okay, Saya will just give you 10,000 golden alms because
wait,
cool. You know.
Does Darthus have any money?
I didn't agree to that.
You see, that's why I wanted to go away and discuss this before I just said, oh, it's fine.
Define some money.
Well, not as much as you two have, because
well, yeah,
you won a tournament and David, you know, bet on you. I have like 2K at the moment, which is
oh my god,
that's so adorable.
Expensive upkeep.
All right, well, I'm not paying the entire. I'm not paying for the whole thing.
I wouldn't expect.
This isn't even my issue. Well, I mean, I guess it has to do with me a little bit, but
I mean, you know, if we don't particularly want the Valnreathian Empire to come rolling over us.
Yeah. Well, you can always, you know, kind of try to barter with Resin if you want to. I mean, that's always on the table. If you want to do that.
That'll just piss him off even more.
I know.
Yeah. You know what the worst part is? Resin probably doesn't even actually give a shit about the money. He just pulled the number out of thin air, just like 10,000. Whatever. Don't care.
Cool. Well, I'm willing to pay.
It's more of a message than I think the money's more of a message for Resin.
Well, I could pay 7.
Well, I'm willing to pay 2. So
I would just like here. I'll put in like Saya. We'll each put in 4. I don't think I've actually like gone and talked to you much about the money I won.
Okay.
I know I've been making money off of my merchant, but I
no, because I know Saya has money, but I don't know you have money necessarily.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
everyone knows I have money.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's why I'm looking at you rather than Decimus. You see, So, okay.
You don't know that I had. You don't know I won 17,000, but you knew I had some money for my, merchant enterprises prior.
All right,
You
4 it is.
after the tournament anyway. So, I guess you might have got something, but not anywhere near that much. Okay, I'm putting in 2 because that's usually what I have.
All right.
And I'm putting in 4 and Sai if you put in 4.
Yep.
You guys won, of course. So you can. Whether that means anything to you or not is a different matter, but it's fine. Cool. I guess I'll head back out and.
Yeah, I'm not going back out. I'm just gonna go back to my apprentices.
I wouldn't expect you to. I'll walk up the resin and I've put it in like a. No, I wouldn't say an ornamental chest.
You'd have to have it in a big chest. It's not a small amount of weight.
No.
So this is all in one of the locked rooms upstairs.
I've put it in kind of a purposefully heavy one, just to bit of a kick. Make him work for it a little bit. And it's 10,000 gold.
I had no part with making him work for it.
No,
leave it at that.
Fair enough. Cool. And I'll just drop it at his feet and say, I hope your word will count for what we're paying for.
Wait, you're actually carrying it yourself? I was going to have servants do
it.
I was carrying myself for effect.
It doesn't matter, does it? I mean,
it doesn't matter.
So
not really.
He says,
"It's heavy."
He says, "Okay, I'll make sure to get this message to him."
Thank you.
The fact that you guys should be left alone to your own devices, at least for a while.
I appreciate that, and I'll just look down at the chest after he says that.
He goes, "All right, good morning's work." And he just like hefts it up in one hand over his shoulder and just like strides out.
Okay, I'll just sort of dust my hands off as though I've done a job for the day and cleared off.
And as though you've not nearly broken your back having 10,000 gold in all.
Yeah.
Casually, super casual.
Yeah, super casual. It's fine. Cool. I'll probably head back into the main square and help Decimus resume his wall building activities if he's going to carry on doing that.
Yeah. I want to finish the wall as soon as possible, and then we'll probably, after we finish the walls and everything's reinforced, and I've checked the binding, enchantments on all the walls, then I think the next order of business for the stonemasons is going to be rebuilding that bridge.
Okay. Stuff. All right. I think that's me for a bit.
All right.
My adventures for the day.
Yeah. I think
good.
And I think that covers all 3 of our adventures for the day.
All right.
I hope so, because that means we've got more shit to do with, doesn't it? If not. So.
Well, I mean, I have the mages coming to train with me, but no, they're already helping build the wall as part of their training.
Fair enough.
My binding master said that there's nothing to build this discipline like hard, endless labor.
Fantastic.
He's a big believer in working with your hands. By your hands, I mean
White Americans in the 1800s said something like that, David, but it's fine. It's all good.
Right, so you guys are free to head to your destination, where you will be, doing your thing.
Well, we have the. Are we going to do the discussion for that mercenary company, or are they just like, cool, we're with you?
No, you've got to go there and.
Oh, I thought they were coming to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they are in a place called Ravenhold, which is
On our way out, I'm just gonna say, all right, Hellas, you've been working very hard. You can have a break. Jingham, it's your job to watch Besha now. And then I leave.
He's just like, oh.
And Hellas is like she's probably like dancing away or something.
So can we go? Can we make a wide berth around Ravenhold?
Around.
Or to not Ravenhold, Ashkeep, like not here.
Yeah.
No, come on, David. What are you talking about? We need to.
Is it talking about not going near it?
Can we not just go through the mountains? Do you not want to go through the mountains?
You could you'd probably take a ship over to Kale's Watch. Then from Kale's Watch, march into the mountains.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's fine with me.
That way. That way.
What about Ven's Reach?
That is a timber lumber town. You can go there if you want, but you'd be going out your way.
No.
You'd be
Yeah,
going this
okay,
way,
well,
and this way, and this way.
We get in there.
Okay.
In this way.
I would probably, if looking at the map, I would probably send. When we get to Kale's Watch, I'd probably look for, ask around for information from the locals if they've heard anything more about Ashkeep, but not like heavily investigating, just kind of like, anything new about it. And
Yeah, Kale's Watch is a massive lighthouse, not a town, and it was built by Sarpedon way back in the day, and yeah, that's why it's called Kale's Watch, because Chaldeanian people built it basically to guide in ships. And yeah, you at the top of this thing, it's obviously made with the binding. It's gargantuan shard of stone basically, and at the top of it, it's in lighthouse shape, and at the very top of it there is a rotating binding orb that is sending out streams of light, just like a lighthouse does, this.
Sam went black again on mine.
Yeah, she's gone again.
But Decimus is definitely nerding out over this, and he's gonna be checking this out for a bit. Just FYI.
So
we're not leaving Kale's Watch immediately.
You find
he's having too much fun.
That Ashkeep. Yeah, there's been strange goings on down there. No one really knows what it is. It appeared on the field of ash, so people just call it Ashkeep, and it looks like quite a foreboding place at the moment, with flashing lights occurring at night time, and many ships have gone missing around the cape there as well. So people have just steered clear of it, basically.
Probably good. Okay, so some funky stuff.
Decimus is not quite paying as much attention as he originally intended, now that he's realized that the whole lighthouse is made with the binding, and now he's touching the lighthouse.
Okay.
You guys would have heard this, and Decimus heard it, but whether it's quite processed is
different matter. Okay.
50-50.
Well,
I didn't hear anything because I disconnected. So
the lighthouse is big and shiny and made with magic, and Ashkeep appeared, and there's been flashy lights, and people are freaked out by it a bit.
And chisel gone missing as well, which is not good.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. They basically just appeared on a field of ash, apparently, which is a bit weird. So, yeah.
It happens.
I'd probably be admiring Kale's Watch as well. It's quite an imposing structure built by Sarpedon, so I'd be appreciative of it, but probably not to the extent that Decimus is.
Well, Decimus's eyes are closed, and he's reaching out with the binding and trying to understand how it's made, and probably climb the tower as well to see the big glowy magic orb.
Yeah, they let you do that. Yeah, it's fine.
I'll probably climb it as well.
He probably wouldn't even have he'd been a little too distracted by it to actually ask. You just see him just eyes closed, because the whole thing's made with the binding, so you can actually see the stairs with the binding. Just eyes closed, kind of going up the thing.
Okay.
And I'm just
kind of like old monk style.
I kind of lean over to Darthus and point over to Decimus. Weirdo.
I believe the appropriate word is nerd.
Cool.
Or
okay.
I suppose geek, since it's actually a discipline.
It's true. Well, depending on a little bit, and I mean, if you've gone for 2 hours, I'll.
Can find any mushrooms on the ground?
Oh, not the no.
Okay.
Never again.
Well,
good.
I probably would, but I feel like you guys would stop me. So
yes,
maybe it's not good. I'm feeling pretty hungry.
We'll try. We'll definitely try.
So cool. Are we ready to head out eventually, Decimus? Is there anything else you want to do here?
Well, I'm part of it is learning how to I can apply what the kind of binding that was used on this into making the Wolfspire even better. I'm not just doing this for fun, guys.
Oh, okay. You have gold. I'm just saying.
But I'm going to do a binding check to see if I can better understand how it was made, what differences it was made with, and everything. Because while I know the Wolfspire's in siege and stuff, but part of it did collapse, whereas this thing is whole.
Yeah.
All right, that's a pass. It's not an amazing roll, but it's still decent.
Yeah, I mean, you find that the whole orb is basically just pulsating binding energy that's just been left here, sort of in stasis, and that just turns around. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple enchantment. Because it's so simple, it's very long lasting. So
yeah,
you accept it's got about 300 years of life yet left before it needs to be redone again.
I might actually, just to, because out of respect for it, see if I can infuse some binding energy into it just to increase the life a bit longer.
Don't roll a crit.
I'm totally going to explode this thing, guys.
Don't say that.
That is not a crit.
Okay. So the luminosity of it gets a bit brighter as you're up there, and then you leave.
Okay.
And I come down the stairs, smiling, satisfied,
Okay.
and then we can be on our way.
Cool.
Just reaffirms the fact that I think you're odd.
I mean, no arguments there, but just remember the correct nomenclature. Nerd.
Okay.
Right, which way do we want to go, guys? Do we want to go up into the mountains this way, or do we want to go
Through
across the plain?
I mean, is there just a path up? I assume some sort.
We don't
Yes,
know.
there are mountain paths. Yes.
Yeah, I'd say we should probably not be in the mountains.
Okay, that's fine.
It looks like a more direct.
Does there happen to be anyone in and around Kale's Watch that might, be associated or work with the?
No, not really. No.
Okay.
No. I could have you investigate, but I'm going to try to tell you no to save time.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so the Adar range is named after a kingdom in the new setting I'm doing. But the Adar range is a very large mountain range, not as big as the Bedka Mountains. The Bedka Mountains are massive, but this is semi-large, and it's known for, even in the punishingly hot north, some of the larger mounts are freezing the further you go up, and they actually get a lot of snowfall up here as well. So even though it's very, very, very hot, and there's a thing called the Raven's Path, which winds up all the way through the mountains, basically, all the way up. And if you follow that, you will eventually get to Ravenhold, which is the seat of the Knight of the Raven.
Let's see. Okay. Well, that probably suggests that we should go as far across the plains as we can before we even get to the mountains. So across this way. Like you were saying, Sire?
Yeah, I think it'd be good to go,
Yeah.
Well, not that far, but, the arrow has a mind of its own.
Kind of like here. And then head up into the mountains.
Yeah.
Rather than going this way and across.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That should work.
We in agreement? Awesome. Okay, let's do that then, Dean.
Okay. Yeah, so you head up there, that's fine. After a day of travel, you've spent a few nights on the road, and after a day of travel, you reach a massive fortress set into part of the base of a peak of one of the mountains.
Oh shit! Okay.
As you come around the corner, so you can see it's Asunder architecture, most definitely. But mixed with Caldanian sheer walls that are built into this rock face, basically.
Wow, that is shiny.
That is shiny. Okay. I guess we should get walking then. do there seem to be many kind of sentries around, or?
Yeah, there are. And the further you go in, you will be challenged at some point.
Okay, that's fine. I'm probably alright just to head in until we get challenged then. You guys, if you want to go exploring somewhere.
Just casually go up a random mountain path.
Yeah,
See you in a bit.
Yeah, in the freezing weather. Snowdrifts everywhere.
Yeah, let's just
Avalanche.
head in.
Let's just head in. Cool.
So, you head in, and you are challenged by a knight in burnished plate. Okay, burnished silver plate, and on the front of that plate there is a raven in flight on it as well, and he has a plumed helmet, and he looks like a Chaldean knight, basically. That is what he is. And from behind the visor, he just says, "You there, over there? State your business." Like, plants his. He's got a standard in one hand, and he plants it in the ground.
I'm going to present the letter that we received.
I'll just follow up with, we were summoned here by the Knights of the Raven, I believe. You should be expecting me. Us.
He says, and he looks over the papers and goes, "Ah, I see. Yes, I'll show you through."
Very well, thank you.
Thank you.
And he turns around and leads you into the keep. Now, the keep is one major building, as you can see there. And as you go in, there are huge vaulted walls all the way around you, and you can't actually see the ceiling. It's massive, and there is a cacophony of noise from a huge roaring fire pit. And the knights are taking their evening meal after their vigil. They're all devout worshippers of the Spire Church, so there are a few priests around. They've all had their evening vigil, and they fasted for the day, and now they are eating. They are having their evening meal, and they are eating the hunted beasts that have been, killed during the day as they've gone around. So there's a saber cat there being eaten and other things. So you guys walk in, and one man comes down to meet you. He's bald. He has crow's feet around his eyes, and he has very narrow eyes. Very tall man, very broad man in full plate. And he comes over and he says, he inclines his head. He says, "Who are these?" And he explains. The other knight explains, and he says, "I'm Rowan. I'm the Grand Master of the Knights of the Raven." And he extends his hand to each of you.
I'll shake him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do so, yeah, that's fine.
I believe you summoned the champion of the Serpent's Dance tournament here, and I'll just.
I'll gesture towards Saga.
Okay.
Gesture to Saga.
He says, "Indeed, I did. I believe we have a proposition that perhaps you can help us with. But first, you'll have to be dined. When you all come and take a seat at the table, and we'll get to business later on. You must be famished after that walk."
We are, my friend. We are. It's a good plan.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Let's have some food. I'm keen for this.
So you guys take your seats around the table, and there's lots of talk, lots of people looking at you and discussing you, basically. And they're not doing it subtly either, and you hear a lot of Chaldean accents around as well. These are all, die-in-the-wool Chaldeans, but exiled knights and knights. Most of them have been on the losing side of a battle here or there, and they come over here. So yeah, that's what you're finding out at the moment. What would you like to do?
What's the food like?
Food's pretty good. I mean, it's saber cat, and there's a bit of troll here, and there's buffalo as well from down in the plains.
I'll probably avoid the troll, but the buffalo and the saber cat sounds good.
I'll try.
It might be a bit gamey.
Yeah, it is very gamey. It's extremely gamey.
I'll have a bit of everything. I don't think I will have tried saber cat or troll, so be interesting. Probably not even buffalo. Not really cuisines that grace the Emperor's table.
Yeah. Okay. Would anyone like to say anything to anybody once you're here? Or would you like to
I'm just kind of just inquire as to, how they've been doing and
Mhm.
what their, what kind of recent things they've been in, and just like just about the general demeanor of the leaders and stuff from the underlings.
Okay.
And then I would just shoot the breeze with the leaders as well.
When you roll a charisma check for me.
Oh no.
I like the sound of shooting the breeze with the leader thing. So
Oh no. This is gonna go poorly, guys.
What's your charisma?
charismatic? When you have
Oh my god!
oh my god!
Poorly. My charisma's 1.
Okay. So.
He's actually more charismatic than you. That's surprising.
Yeah, so you find that Rowan is actually popular with around half of his troops from what you've been finding. But there is another mercenary called Tabor who is looking to take over. Tabor is very much in favour of getting involved with the politics of the region and getting involved and stuff, but he is known as a ruthless, a bit of a bastard. You know what I mean? He won his knighthood by killing the squire of another lord who had offended his lord. He didn't do it in the most honourable of ways, like snuck up behind him, just knifed him. But since then, he's climbed to the top just by being sheer more ruthless and more willing to do the nasty bits of work that other people won't do. Rowan is an old school knight. He wants to stay out of it. He has his men under his command here. They protect people coming through the passes to worship at the temple, which is at the top of the peak there that you can see on the. It's an eastern temple, and it's one of the furthest east spire church temples. The furthest one is actually further into Asunder. There are none in Menshai lands. They've all been converted or knocked down after Sarpedon died. So yeah, they basically, his job, he's a God-fearing man as Rowan, and his job is to basically make sure that they stay here. There is a vote coming tomorrow on who the next Grand Master is going to be. Rowan is up for re-election, and Tabor is the man standing against him. So those are the things that you find out.
Very interesting. While Decimus is doing that, I'd probably assist where I can, or whatever. But I'd probably be willing to have a few drinks and play a bit of dice, or if they're happy to. If they play dice up here, I don't know. Probably ask them if they do.
Okay.
That never ends poorly.
You'll probably get a few people wanting to.
Okay. You don't have to do anything special. I just thought.
With your 50 gold you have left.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Bet it will. Go hard or go home, David. That's what it is.
You're gonna go home poor, aren't you?
Yeah, go home poor. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of spend my evening like that. Really.
That's fine.
Dabbling and carousing.
Yeah. So you spend your afternoon basically. Do you know what? Why don't you roll 7 intelligence checks for me, please?
This is gonna go great.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
What's your intelligence?
Why did you tell me to do that? Well, that's not good.
What's your intelligence?
Did I get a pass there? No, not 1.
Oh no.
So your intelligence is 2 or lower.
My intelligence is 2.
Well, to be honest,
oh no.
this is all you're playing dice at the moment. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay, so they're gonna roll.
Not done well.
They're not very bright
0
either.
pass?
That's alright. It's fine.
Not a single 1 pass on theirs as well. So you end up about even, on what you're losing.
It's alright. I'm just happy to be enjoying good company and things. Really having a good time.
And not to be poor.
We haven't really had a proper break in a while, so got away from things.
It's been pretty intense.
Has been pretty intense. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, Tabor actually approaches your table, and you can see he's a much smaller man than Rowan is, and he just kneels down and says, I thought I'd come and introduce myself. I'm Tabor, the new Grandmaster of this order, and he like holds out his hand for you to shake.
I'll shake it and just say, "New Grandmaster." Well, that happened quickly. I was speaking to another one earlier.
He says, "Well, let's just say, tomorrow I'm hoping that a lot of my brothers will get behind me. There are, I'd say, me and the old man are equal at the moment, but there are at least 40 of us who haven't cast a vote yet. So I'm hoping to win them over tonight."
I see. We've been hearing about the voting proceedings actually. This evening, it seems like a very close run thing. Do you have any plans to sway the other 40 at all?
No. No. Rowan is the kind of man who wants to sit on this mountain and look at the sky all day, whereas I see myself in a more of a proactive stance. I'm hoping that you people being here will let the people know here that there's strength out in the world that we can get married to and work with for the betterment of everyone.
I see. I've heard the word proactive mean war in times gone by.
We're in Asunder lands, my boy. When are we ever not at war?
That's very true. That's very true, and we've felt the brunt of that. I can say, and I'll look around at the others, and I'll say, well, what do you have proposed? So you came here with a.
It's simple. You back my claim here, and I'll make sure that the Knights of the Raven stand ready to defend you. In fact, I'll send 500 of my knights back with you to Wolfspire, and should you ever need us, we'll set a rallying point between here and Wolfspire, and we will meet you there whenever you should need us.
I see. That's very gracious of you. But how do you suggest that we back you? I don't think our word would have much weight here.
Nah, you'd be surprised. The winner of the Serpent Dance tournament. Why do you think I invited you here? Your name will carry weight, and your support will carry weight as well.
I see. Well, yeah, I'll probably think for a little bit after that. I'm not really sure how to respond to that.
He'll leave you, and he'll say, I'll take my leave. I should go get a drink. But I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, we'll speak later.
Cool.
Farewell, my friend.
Yeah, he gets up and leaves.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to respond to that.
Saya, you heard all of that. So
she's promptly gone.
No.
Unfortunately. Yeah, not really sure what to think of that. We don't really know him, that's the thing. We don't really know much about him. Other than that one conversation and what we've learned from his men, or those who support him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think, David? Are you there?
I'm there. I imagine that Decimus is, while he is interested, he's not going to openly get behind one at this point. He's going, he's going to, he would advise Darthus, caution with it. Just because, there's a lot of ways this could go. And, from the reputation that Tabor has from, taking what he wants at the blade of a knife. If he succeeds, then that's good and all. But if we back him and then he tries to kill him and fails, then we're going to be in a bit of a spot. And I won't be quite so blatant about it. It's like, let's see where the wind takes us, shall we? More like that.
I see. Well, yeah, I agree with that. I think we should know something of his character, though. Maybe something of his strength, perhaps. And I've heard tales of determining someone's strength through combat, say. In those sorts of circumstances, and that's very telling of a man. Putting sword on sword, and putting yourself.
Did you want to have a practice duel with him?
Yes.
Start this.
Yes, maybe I do.
Are you feeling a little unloved after the circumstance?
No, it's not that. It's not that, Dave. Okay. Just you're so mean. Why do you have to be so mean all the time?
Sam, when did you leave?
You cut out, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to remember the last thing I heard. I think it was when the guy left the table.
Oh, right, okay. So you
Wait.
heard, yeah.
So you didn't miss much.
So yeah, you heard all of that he said, so you can reply because he was mentioning you a lot.
Yeah. Well, he already left, and I didn't have anything to say to him really. But what I want to do now though is kind of listen around and, you know, see what I can gather about both of them.
Like Decimus was advising Darthus caution, and he would have, like not like outright saying we're not going to support one, but not outright saying we are going to support one. Just kind of seeing how that's gone again.
Seriously,
Very Valenrician of you, Decimus, I say. Very diplomatic.
After so many characters that just like, you know what how diplomacy works? With my fist.
I know. I'm not used to it on you, David. It's a different colour. It looks strange.
Slightly less red.
Slightly less red, yeah. Despite your character colour. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you ping the map, I think you're Alistair. You know, I get flashbacks, but then I remember. Back, Sam? Is she back?
I don't know.
I can see if. Oh. Back, Sam? Yes. There we go. Wonderful.
I can't hear. Give me a second. Hello.
We jump into anything.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Don't really want to ask around, but I want to listen and, see if anyone's talking about what's going to happen or like who they are voting for or whatever.
I'd pass over what I've uncovered to you guys.
Okay. Interesting. That certainly illuminates some things. Has David managed to collect a general impression of the two? I don't know what sort of conclusions you draw, Decimus, but
well, I mean, Taber's ruthless. I'd have passed on the gist of what Dean told me. Taber's ruthless. DeRowan's more of an honorable person, but he's more interested in protecting than taking, or or flexing. As a mercenary company needs to from time to time. But he is taking care of his people here. But Rowan is kind of a bit bloodthirsty, and he's more than willing to resort to underhand methods whenever necessary.
Rowan is bloodthirsty?
I'm sorry, Tabor
okay.
is bloodthirsty and more than willing to resort to underhanded methods when it suits him.
Let's see.
Well, they are, and he's not, that's not really Decimus' style. Well, but it is, it's not a terrible thing in a mercenary, although it's,
unpredictable.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Wise words. Yes, I think we should bide our time and see what comes of this.
Although, I don't believe that he's a bad choice by any stretch of the imagination. But it is hard to build momentum when you've been, as Raven Watch has been more protecting than attacking.
Well, it would be hard for me to trust someone who used underhanded methods. Well,
Pot calling the kettle black much?
Hey.
That's true.
I am irrelevant. Of course, I trust myself.
Except you, it's all fine. It's all good. Cool. Okay.
What? Not that bad.
Would either of the two come over to us that evening, or is everyone sort of waiting?
Timbergare's already come over to you. I'd be wandering around and chatting with people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I probably had a drink with each Rowan and Tabor at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of introduce us.
Okay, so you basically find out that you find out that Tabor has on certain missions into the surrounding area in the past couple of days. He's got a kill first, ask questions later sort of policy, and he brooks no resistance. So, in a few places where a town's held out against the Knight of the Raven, he's gone in there and absolutely annihilated it afterwards, rather than actually, waiting for them to, after they've surrendered, to give up their lands and stuff. He's been reprimanded a few times, but a lot of the people respect his forward thinking, and he's never lost. That's another thing. He always finds a way to win. He's ruthless with everyone else, but not with his own men. Okay, so you find out that when it comes to his own men, he respects their lives, and he's not the kind of person who just throws them away on a whim. But he always wins, so it doesn't really matter what he does. His men love him, because they always end up getting paid. They always end up getting booty and loot, and they always end up living. So,
all important things.
Yeah. That's what you find out about Tabor. You need to roll for charisma to find out any more. And be wary of getting a low result.
Who's that for? For me?
For everyone, basically. If you're cruising.
Well,
I would be talking, so let's do that.
I mean, I found out quite a bit already. So, with my nice lovely crit there. So.
My charisma
I'll leave the risking fucking everything up to you guys.
Is 3. Well, I've done it again. Darth has striked again, so that's good. My charisma is 3, Dean, so make it that way. You will.
I like that you have 3 charisma, but you have the highest out of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put points in it at the moment. Actually, that's gonna be my next port call. So, I thought vitality was a little bit more pressing at the moment, considering our recent situations.
Right.
Charisma next. Cool. I presume I don't find anything special out from that, Dean?
No, not particularly. You find out more on the other guy, and that is that he is a bit of a traditionalist. He's an old school knight, and a lot of the older guard of the chapter follow him. He's very by the book. He's very honourable, but has led him to be tactically not incapable, but tactically uninspiring. Like he will always react in the same way to a flanking maneuver. He will always react in the same way to someone charging his line. He will always. He's very textbook. He's very codex. He's the ultramarine basically. That's what he is.
Okay, I see.
Basically what he is.
The only other thing I'd like to do is, as I'm going around and talking to various people, I'd like to ask them about sort of the myths and legends that they have around these mountains. I'm not really familiar with anything around here, but whether there's any untold stories or anything of kind of interest in the mountain.
Are you trying to wake up another dragon?
No, I'm not trying to wake up another dragon. I do have an idea, but there doesn't necessarily have to be any information given to me directly, just whether there are or not, or to obtain to. I know it's a bit of a strange question.
Not really. No. There's no legends really around the place now. There's just an abundance of snow leopards and saber cats that come up from the ground to hunt in the high pastures. Sometimes the goats and stuff that prowl the passes.
Find people very delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's me for a bit. I'll have a think.
Cool.
Does Sire learn anything from her listening around?
We can see. Sire, roll a charisma check, please.
Oh god.
Thanks for the confidence.
Hey, I made my charisma checks.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
True.
I only have one charisma and I made it.
And the only one that hasn't, and I got the highest charisma, as usual.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Yeah, a lot of people are awed by the fact that you're the champion of the Circumstance tournament. So you find out that you were invited here by Tabor, and Tabor is very interested in getting his people to ally with an up and coming power, and he's chosen you. Mainly because you won the Circumstance tournament, and he can use that to leverage support for his own bid to control the Knight of the Raven. Now, he actually wants to. You find that he actually wants to make the mountains his own. You know, make them his own little mini kingdom eventually, someday. That's ruled by his men. But for now, he wants to ally with a group like yours.
Okay.
Okay. That's everything I have planned for the afternoon/evening.
I'm guessing that, like, do I kind of gather that Rowan has an idea that Tabor's trying to take over? I mean, he would have to be pretty unobservant not to...
He knows there's a vote going on, so...
Yeah.
But I mean, that he's really pushing to, take it and change everything.
Yeah, of course he is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I figure he'd have to be pretty unobservant to not get that, but I wanted to make sure that I'm picking up on the fact that he has some sort of clue.
Yeah, he has a clue, yeah.
Okay. That's all I really want to do.
Cool.
Yeah. At this point, Decimus has kind of finished his browsing. He's hanging back and he's just kind of watching the way people are reacting around, Rowan and Taylor.
Have we been given quarters yet, Dean?
You have.
Okay.
And it's gonna you've been given quarters on your upper level, so they're basically just as normal rooms.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, at the end of the night, I'd probably make my way up and wait for the vote tomorrow to come.
Or weren't they going to meet with us tonight, right? And talk with us?
I don't know.
I thought that's what I understood.
Yeah, I think it was dinner first, talk after, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
that's all I want to do during dinner.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So that's I figure hanging out, staying there because it's once dinner finishes, then we're probably gonna move talk.
Okay. All right, cool. So, you wanted to do that talk now?
Yes,
Yeah, whenever they're ready.
Why not?
Okay. So, Tabor calls you aside, and everyone's finished the evening meal. And the people are looking at you, talking to him, And he says, "So, have you? I see you talk to a lot of my brothers, and have you come to a decision?" And you can see he's a smaller guy than Rowan, and he's broad-shouldered, he's well built, but his hair's slicked back, and he has his brow is always creased into a frown, He's got very thin lips. But otherwise, you'd consider him he looks like Loki, basically, from Thor. Basically what it looks like. Very much like that. So, he's just looking around the place.
A decision might be too hasty a word. We've certainly learnt some things and gathered some information from your brothers and some from our own side as well. Yes, I'm not sure. I wouldn't say I don't know where we stand, but I'm not sure where we stand at the moment in terms of supporting him or not. I'd probably say to him, I think for us to support you, we need to know a little bit of the sort of man you are firsthand, your strength, your characteristics, and what you have planned.
He says, well, eventually, I'd like to make sure that my brothers have the right of independence that we know is due to us. Apart from that, making sure that my allies are well taken care of. And he inclines his head to you.
I see. Well, we do appreciate that. But do you not have the independence that you seek at the moment? You tell me that.
He says, we're in a castle in the middle of nowhere, my friend. You tell me.
I was thinking, like,
Well,
so are we.
perhaps the problem is that
You're not really in the middle of nowhere. You're in the center. You're like.
Well, we're near Saga, I guess, but like we're kind of in the middle of the water.
that's true. Yeah. I suppose we're not quite as cut off and isolated as they are here. But then, I mean, he could do something about that.
we're we can see the the city from where we are. But part of the it's important to have this as a center of strength. It's a well-known fortress, and holding a place like this means that no matter what, the Ravens Watch would never be conquered, which does lend a bit of credibility to them.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Decimus is like, in the end, it says in the end, the support of the winner of the Serpent's Dance, it falls to Saya, whichever side she chooses, whomever she chooses to support.
Don't put this on me.
Well spoken. Well spoken.
Well, the part of the reason is that Decimus is putting it on you is because he knows that you're not going to be overly like this guy.
Overzealous.
You'll be very reserved if you do lend any support.
I think Darthis is thinking that he would need to see some indication of the strength of the two men. But
are you gonna challenge him to a duel already?
No, not already. But yeah, ultimately, like he agrees with you, Decimus, that our word doesn't really carry much weight. It's size, and that's why Tabor's brought us here for size word, not really ours. So yeah, have fun with that, Sire.
Thanks, Dix.
Well, it is your support. We're not going to speak for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're asking for your support specifically.
So what are you feeling like?
I'm feeling pissed off.
Okay.
And I don't appreciate kind of being used as leverage to get people on his side.
Yeah, sure. So,
But politics is politics.
It is. That's true.
Yeah, but see, Saya has no mind for politics. That's Decimus and Darthis.
If I see her starting to look angry, I'll say, but like after, I'll be like, well, we could discuss this a bit more.
I think that's best. Yeah.
Before she ends up snapping at Tabor.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it is a bit devious what he's done necessarily.
I mean, I don't know if devious is the right word. It's not, we wouldn't be any kind of secret. It's not like
it's a natural part of how things go.
Yeah, it's just it's put you in a difficult.
I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, a bit awkward. Yeah.
It's just like for Decimus having grown up in Boundary, seeing all the intrigue and everything from all the different nobles, he feels like they're kind of like play. It's so toned down compared to how the Valenrathians are with this kind of stuff. That he's just like, yeah, this is entertaining.
Yeah, Darthus is very kind of used to this lifestyle as well, living in the courts and things like that. He hasn't really been old enough to take part in it, but he's seen it growing up. So, yeah.
So are you guys still leaving the decision in Saya's hands, right?
Well, I mean, we kind of had him. So I said but we can discuss it a bit. Just kind of have him step aside so we can talk with Saya before she gets upset and stabs him.
So you give her all of the info that you have, basically, that you've talked to him about. And
Great answer now.
Yeah.
Accidental stabbing.
Well, the other. No.
Whoopsie days.
I'm not stupid.
Would he pry us, Dean? Would he be keen to get an answer from us now, or?
He will probably be keen, yes, because the vote is tomorrow, so he needs to know if you've got his support.
Right. Okay. How would he respond to that? What's his attitude like? Not really committing to his cause. Did he get angry with it, or?
Not really. No, but you can see he's the kind of guy who doesn't get angry.
Okay.
Rowan's the kind of guy who gets angry. This isn't the kind of guy.
This kind of evasion is very typically Valenrathian.
It's true. It's true. Cool. Okay, yeah, I'll probably just say to him, I suggest that my companions and I, that we go away and discuss this further before we make a decision. Obviously...
But we'll come to find you soon.
He says, "Fine. My quarters are just upstairs. I have a war room too, where we can discuss future plans if you wish to actually make something of this alliance. If not, and I wish you a safe climb back down the mountain. Good night." And he walks away back to his stateroom.
Sounds a bit like he's going to murder us in the mountains. Not very fun.
Just slip down the hill.
Yeah, I hope you don't fall down all those stairs that you climbed up.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably retreat to my quarters fairly early on.
Well, I mean, I'd gather you to his side so we could talk and figure this out before.
Yeah, I presumed we could do it upstairs, or I wouldn't want to be in earshot of Tabor's men particularly. Was the only thing.
Okay.
So. Okay.
I will look to see Rowan, like if Rowan's made any kind of, if he's watching us or it seems to be paying much attention to us.
He sees you as basically Tabor's guy, So no, he's not very interested in what you have to say. He doesn't think the word of an outsider will carry much weight anyway, from what you've heard.
Yeah.
He's a traditionalist, the knights, they make their own decision, and they're not influenced by anything outside. Of course they're not,
Yeah. Like, Decimus likes Rowan's personality and stuff, but he's not a huge fan of the way he just kind of seems to leave everything, and kind of not really, he's not really giving his men his position the full attention it deserves, in Decimus' opinion. He's not going to push that idea onto Saya, but...
Well, another thing to consider is that, Tabor's the one who brought us here. He's the one offering an alliance. If we don't support him, I don't think Rowan would
extend
be our ally
under friendship
necessarily.
Yeah, and
so if we want to come back with something, supporting Tabor might be the best decision, regardless of how we feel.
Decimus isn't going to push you for that, but that's basically Decimus' feeling as well.
I mean, I don't know politics necessarily, but she does know that much. He's the one who brought us here, and he's the one offering the alliance.
Yeah. Like Decimus knows that Saya's intelligent. He has no, reservation about her intelligence. So he believes that if if she wants advice, she'll take it. If not, or she'll ask for it. If not, she'll come to a decision.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to make himself very available if she wants to.
Well, we're discussing this right now, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought we were just going to talk. Yeah.
Oh.
But, okay, never mind.
Well,
But, yeah.
I would have told you guys my thoughts on that. Like, I would have said I don't have a mind for politics, but I do know this much, like basically just what I said.
Yeah.
And I want to know what you guys think, since you do have experience with such things.
Desmond would basically like explain what he had, been, what I said. While he does, respect Rowan's style, it's his, his disinterest in the outside world.
His actions or lack of actions.
There's only so far you can get if you're not,
right,
trying for it.
I think my feeling is that obviously I do respect Rowan's honour and the way in which he conducts himself, but like you say, I think that inaction can speak as loudly as your actions can in some cases, and in this case, I think that Tabor would be a very beneficial ally to us, and although he doesn't do things in the conventional and traditional and perhaps more honourable way, we've got some friends who don't do it that way. Cough cough shokan, and he's proved to be a very useful and ally, but also friend to us.
You could always talk to Rowan, see what his take on all this is.
Well, that's part of what Desmond was kind of seeing what he was doing. If he doesn't seem to be willing to get involved enough to actually speak to us, then,
he's the Grand Master of the Order, so he's doing paperwork, and you can see.
I know, like during the dinner, I'd have come up and just chatted with him.
Then if you want to do that, then
we tried to.
Sorry, when I was talking about, like, I was chatting with the different people, the men, but I'd also sit and have a drink with Tabor and Rowan just to,
Okay. So he basically states that he says, what do you want to ask him first?
Just making the general introductions and obeisances, and then ask him what he thinks of the vote of tomorrow and about Tabor's plans for the Order.
He says Tabor's made a challenge to take my command. It is his right as my second to do that. I don't agree with his methods. I don't agree with his bloodlust. I don't agree with his want to live in a new world. There is no new world, just the world. And there are certain ways to behave in it. That is a man who was brought up by their gutter to be a knight. I was born a knight, my friend.
The only thing that really concerns me is the bloodlust thing.
Yeah, that is.
You can ask him more. I mean, it's not.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking. Not all who are born noble, live nobly, and not all who are born ignoble, act as though they, were born in the gutter.
Of course, there are exceptions to every rule, but just because you are from the gutter does not mean you must act like you are from the gutter. I completely agree. Tabor does, however, and that's where our opinions differ. I know you've come here at his best. I know you've come here to try and rally this position from my possession, but if you supported me, if you were able to convince me that you were fighting on the auspices of order, I would have no problems laying my swords at your feet to fight for you for a reasonable fee, of course.
Of course, I did. Our companion, and I'm gonna gesture. I would have gestured towards where Sai would be during the dinner. It was the victor of the tournament, and was the person he called. We came as friends and compatriots of Saya, but We do advise her.
Good.
Although our work, I didn't come here to lend my weight to either of you specifically.
No.
I think that these matters are best settled internally. It is your men and your, and how they feel about their leader that should determine how this vote goes, rather than the word outsiders.
And I completely agree. So, he's basically going to say, if that's how you feel, then I would urge you to err on the side of caution or to support me. Either do not support anyone or at least throw your lot in with me. I can give you the Knight of the Raven for a reasonable fee.
Of course.
But we only fight as long as I am at this table, at the head of this table, for a cause in which supports order. If I get a whiff of any ambition or statesmanship from either of you, any of you, then you will no longer be welcome here, and our swords will no longer be drawn for you.
I respect that.
And that goes doubly for any imperial powers that may be behind you.
So you're not one for progress, I take it then, my friend.
The Valenrethians make a desert and call it peace. So no, not that form of progress.
Decimus kind of gives a wry grin. Decimus doesn't agree much with how the nobles in Valenreath have acted. So he's kind of, not put off by this at all. But, yeah, when people claim to own everything, it seems they pay attention to nothing.
I speak to the venerable champion. If she is the one who's come here to cast her vote.
Well, I'm just going to say, well, I don't know. I gesture towards, or I'd ask Sai to come along with them. But I'd mention to him that, as far as coming to cast our vote, we only learned of the challenge upon arrival.
So
yeah, I was just double checking the letter to make sure it didn't say anything about that, because I didn't think it did.
Yeah.
So which way would you feel you're leaning, Miss Saya, is it?
Saya. Yes. Well, to be completely honest, I would just as soon not be involved.
You do realise not making a decision is still making a decision. Tabor invited you here. If you don't cast your vote for him, then that's automatically a vote for me.
He does make a good point.
Yeah.
It's a gamble he's made. A gamble he knows, because he knows he can't take my seat without you.
Do you think he can? With our support?
Of course not.
I see. And you have nothing to fear. It should not matter to you whether we cast our lot in with Tabor or not.
I was just interested in what your miss had to say, but apparently she has very little to say, so...
Chuckle. Saya is more of a woman of action.
Apparently so.
This guy's a bit of a dick. I'm gonna go sit back down.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I don't necessarily like his attitude towards things, but then, I mean, he's basically just insulted my cousin, which isn't very fun. So, I can understand he's getting more at kind of the noble side of things. But obviously, I've been sent here as an envoy for Valenreath, and there is, the intention behind it that we at least form diplomatic relations out here, and it seems like Rowan doesn't want that. At the very least, if not anything more direct, should we say? So, I don't know. I'm happy to support Tabor. I have to be honest. I know he may not be the finest man or finest choice that we could wish for, but I think he might be useful.
I was more torn about it before Rowan was a dick to me. So
I thought that might be the how you go for it. What do you think, Decimus?
Decimus, he understands what's going on with, with Rowan, what his thoughts are in this, and Decimus does believe that it should be an eternal matter, but he knew from the beginning that being called here, even if we didn't know why we were being called here, meant we were,
immediately getting involved.
Yeah.
No.
So he knows that we'll get more support should Tabor win and we back him. And if we don't back Tabor and he wins, we're going to be in a world of hurt. But Rowan is very much, if we're not with him, we're against it as well. But in a different manner. He won't actively come after us like Tabor might.
No, that's true.
But if any of our enemies were to ask for his aid, he'd be considerably more willing to give it.
Yeah.
Especially if we try to expand.
Yeah.
In fact, as we expand, he may come after us.
That's the thing. If we side with Rowan, then we're immediately inhibiting our expansion.
Exactly.
If we wanted to go down that route.
Decimus doesn't want to push Saga to either side. It really is her decision. But he knows that she doesn't like it, so he's kind of just going to point out all the different possibilities. But he kind of feels like we're going to go for Tabor after their talk, because while he doesn't dislike Rowan for how he acts, he knows that you two are it was kind of a bit insulting and rude to you guys the way he talked, even if it wasn't intended that way.
I just don't think he was very impressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he's being rude. I just think that he thinks you come all this way, and then you're not even going to talk to me. Okay, fair enough. Fuck you. Basically, I don't think he was. He's just a man of few words. He calls a spade a spade. That's just how he felt.
Like that, I think.
Well, I mean, I'm just confused because he was talking to Decimus about how it should be settled internally, and then when I said that I didn't want to be involved in such a big decision for their organization, he was kind of a dick to me.
Yeah,
I mean, it's once we were here, we're here.
Yeah, once you're in, you're in, and you are internal. He just didn't get why you came all that way just to not say anything.
Well, we didn't know why we were coming.
Yeah, that's not me. Don't take it personally. That's not me. It's just him.
No, I know it's not you.
Okay.
It's just his
he's
position.
Just kind of an idiot if he's thinking that way.
Well, he's very much like this is the way things are and this is the way they should be, but you lot are kind of getting into my business.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, I think although Darthus understands the kind of the politics side of things, and he's, I think you're aware of how he feels, and he'd probably just say that he's willing to support Tabor, and that's the way that he thinks we should go, and that would be of most benefit to us. And he's just of the opinion that he'd kind of lay his opinion down and let the chips fall as they may, if you want to.
Okay.
And that's fine.
So, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So what are you guys looking to do, as a unanimous thing?
Well, I think we've just explained our views, but it's for Sire to ultimately call
Make
it
a final decision.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion of Tabor. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
But even if like we say that we, we support one or the other, really the only one who has any real weight here is is Saga.
Exactly. Yeah. So you don't like this at all, do you? So
No.
Not a situation that you like being in.
No.
No.
But yeah.
Responsibility.
I'm leaning more toward the Tabor thing as well. Like, I'm a bit concerned because of the whole bloodlust thing.
I am too.
But
I think it's something that we can manage, though. At least probably.
hopefully. Yeah, but that's fine. I just kind of want this to be over.
Okay. I think that was Tabor, then, Dean.
Yeah. Okay. So eventually, Tabor comes back down to ask for your, support, and you give it. And tomorrow, in the next day, in the vote, people are casting the pebbles for whoever they want to be the new Grandmaster. And you guys are given pebbles. Then you can either put them in the Rowan slot or the Tabor slot. And everyone's watching you.
Why would they be watching?
Because it's where the ads. Yeah.
I'd probably walk up quite firmly and put mine in Tabor's slot.
Okay. It gets a lot of rumblings and a lot of mutterings around. A lot of angry mutterings.
Sure. Rabble, 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 rabble.
Anyone else?
Saga.
We are people of action, aren't we? Everyone.
How far apart are they?
Oh, there's a group on either side of the long hall, and there's a group in the middle who are undecided. About 40 of them.
I can't hear you.
There's a group on either side of the long hall, and there is a group in the middle. About 40 of them who are undecided.
Well, how far apart are the slots?
About 6 feet.
Walk right up to the middle.
I was gonna try to do some weird sleight of hand thing so they don't really know what I did. But I'll put it in. I was gonna put it in Tabor's thing.
I mean, voting systems are sort of made so you can't do that.
Fine.
So, yeah. So yeah.
Shame, really. There we go. What about you, Decimus?
I really wanted to fuck with them.
Did you?
Decimus is going to remain seated and
deprive me of this.
And he's going to remain seated and say, "I thank you for the opportunity, but I will refrain at this time."
Oh, you fucking coward! Okay.
He's being the Valenrathian.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand what you've done.
Okay.
Hedging his bets.
Okay.
No,
I'm just kidding. Right, so.
Oh no, it's definitely a dick move on Decimus's part.
Okay.
But that's how
It's what you do.
Like Rowan looks at you and nods, approvingly. But but 30 of the 40 undecided vote for Tabor, and so he is declared the new Grandmaster of the Knights of the Raven. And so it's quite a heartbreaking scene. Actually, they like strip the cloak from Rowan and like hand it over to Tabor, and he sweeps it around. And he says, "Good." He says, "My first act is for you to execute this man."
Yes,
and points at.
Of course.
Knew it.
Points at Rowan, and he says, "And also, all of you, any of you over there who do not swear fealty to me, can join him." And a few of them draw the swords, and a ruckus happens. You guys can get involved if you wish.
I'm gonna draw mine as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So The guys who saw you throw your lot in with Tabor, 3 of them rush you, Darthus, like furious, like angry.
Okay.
And they're knights. This fight's going to go on for a while, because you're a knight as well. So yeah, you'll probably be higher initiative than them. They're like initiative 8. So.
Okay. I'm not far off that, I have to be honest. Yeah, I'm 8 as well. So let's.
Okay. Decimus and Saya, are you going to do anything?
I am actually just going to. My first thought was just to
Pour myself some more.
cast that. Well, I mean, sort of, but tempting. That was my second thought. It's like, should I actually get involved with this, or should I just sit back and watch it happen? But if these people are, my first thought would be to just basically use my binding to kind of separate them, and just kind of like slow everything down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, roll some.
Like, is this how the honorable Ravensguard behave?
Roll 10 binding checks for me.
Oh God. All right.
How many crits can David get? The question. 1.
So that's
just
one crit and 7 passes.
Okay, so don't roll on backlash table. It's fine. So it's only one crit. So you throw up a wall of force around the middle of the hall, and you say that is this what the Knights of the Raven have been reduced to? He says, and what else do you want to say? They're all looking at you. Because you had the middle ground, you didn't cast a vote, so none of them are really that angry with you. They're willing to listen.
I was under the impression that you were a mercenary company of high regard and not a bunch of rabble running around like rabid beasts.
Okay.
Look at yourselves.
Okay. Rowan steps forward and goes, "He's right. He's right. Sheathe your swords. If this is the will of the new Grand Master, then so be it."
Okay. I'm not going to sheath mine, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you've been threatened bodily, so Code of Honor states you are allowed to keep your weapon drawn. But yeah, the force field eventually pitters away, and
when they sheath their swords, I would drop it.
Yeah,
I would continue standing, looking very cross.
Tabor walks over to you, Decimus. Okay, and basically says, "I don't know what you're doing, but this is not your concern. Your part here is done."
When men of the Ravensguard think to charge one of my compatriots, I will intervene.
He says, "Fair enough." And he turns around and says, "Alright, you, and you, take him outside and take his head, like to Rowan." And 3 of them move forward to do so. You guys can try and stop him if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, that was my ultimate goal, was to intervene in Rowan's death.
I don't want this to happen either.
Okay, so Saya, you are closer than Darthus is, and Darthus has like 3 men around him, but all of them want to stop this from happening. So.
I would ask Tabor. Is this? I'm just gonna kind of like in an offhand way. Is this entirely necessary?
Yeah, you guys get into it. But Saya, you're standing right nearby. I mean, you can do something if you want, because they've literally got to walk past you to get to Rowan, basically.
Well, no, I'm not going to stop them. I want to try to convince them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to. Okay.
Do whatever you want. I'm not limiting whatever you can do. You can fucking pull your drawers down and show them their ass if you want. It's up to you.
How does the session always get to this place?
Yeah.
Always does.
I mean, dealing with.
I mean, yeah. So, is there anything you want to do?
You give a D&D character free will. Things happen.
Well,
I don't know.
It's true.
You know what? I don't know what to do, so just get on with it.
Okay.
I want to see what Tabor's response to my my statement is.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll draw attention to the conversation between Decimus and Tabor. Like, look, this might not have to happen.
Yeah, Tabor's like, if he stays alive, there will be dissension, and I won't be able to hold my own hall. Is that what you want? We'll leave that one there for now. Sire, they're still moving to go past you. But they're eyeing you warily because you have a reputation for winning a tournament, basically.
Stabby stab.
Okay, I'll just... I don't know, I'll try and get between them and him, I guess. Like, I'm not going to take any violent action, but just try and stall them. Like...
They immediately slow down. Like, they're like, oh, okay. And they still keep coming forwards, but they have slowed quite a bit. Like, they're balked a little bit, like,
Right.
You know, we've heard some things about this woman we don't really know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I try to avoid,
So, yeah,
as a general rule,
just...
I try to avoid women with knives who intend to cut me in pieces.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to slow them until, I don't know, and let Decimus talk with Tabor. Or, you know, I'm not really good at talking to people, but I can scare them into not taking him away right away.
Well, they're nearly on you now, so you're either going to have to move out the way, or, you know, be more threatening, or attack them.
Okay, I will be more threatening.
Okay, so you want to draw your swords then? Basically, you want to draw your daggers. Or is it dagger and a sword now? I can't remember.
It's a dagger and a sword.
Okay, so you like, you want to like whip your. You basically what you want to do. You want to do
basically
a Layla, basically, you know.
And basically, like, you're not listening to me, so I need to get more serious. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
like
so
I said, stop.
Roll a charisma check with a -90, please.
Oh, it's charisma?
Yeah, with -90 because you have that reputation already, and you're basically
Okay.
Don't roll a 90.
Yeah,
Don't roll a 90.
So you whip out your sword and your dagger and you twirl them around like have them ready by your size, and you just look at them like with a look of, do you really want to do this? You know. And they just like stop dead and like look at each other with their hands on their swords. And Tabor finally holds his hand up and goes and stops them. And he stops the men walking out and goes, Fine. Have a compromise. You take him with you. He'll be our liaison, I suppose, between our men and your men. 500 men that'll be going with you are ones I'm handpicking to join you. And they will all be the sycophants of that prick over there. Now I suggest you take your men and get out.
And I'm going to say, a wise decision. Like, you know, just a wise and respectful decision. And I'm going to kind of do like a bow and say, like, it was a master commander of the. What was that the title? Sorry, what was the title again?
Grandmaster.
Sorry, I didn't think master. Grand Master of the Raven's Watch, and like, you know, like a full formal bow, so he knows I'm not trying to insult him.
Yeah.
You know.
He says, despite you stopping me here, I would not have been able to. His voice lowers. I would not have been able to achieve this without you. So yes, I am in your debt. So I'll give you provisions for the road, and his men will be ready to march at a moment's notice.
Very well.
Alright, I would love to get out of here as soon as I can. So I'm ready.
So the tense standoff ends.
I'll thank him for his generosity as we prepare to leave.
The tense standoff ends, and the 500, the knights who are going to fight clear out the room. You know, basically, all of Rowan's knights. And Rowan comes up to all of three of you, and he says, "I believe I may have been wrong about why you were sent here. Clearly, my time leading this order is done, and I think my time devoted to this order is also done." He, like, takes off his braid that has the raven thing on it, and throws it to the floor. And he says, "I'll lead the men who are coming with you, but I'm not part of this order any longer." He looks really dejected, like, every single facet of his life's just fallen in. He says, "I'm ready to ride when you are," and like stalks out of the room.
Before he leaves, let's say, yeah, time changes us regardless of our wants or desires, and it may not be fun. It may not be easy, but it is always necessary.
He says, "So you say. I'll be ready to ride in any case." And walks on the wall, and he puts a hand on the side of his shoulder, and he looks at you dead in the eye, and he goes, "Thank you."
I kind of nod back.
And he just walks out. And that's where we'll end the session for this time round.
Okay.
Okay.
So, very little combat, which is nice for a change. That was quite nice. Saya, you
I
are
think Decimus is actually becoming a diplomat.
You are level 7.1.
Yay!
Darthus, you are level 7.
Hey.
Decimus, you are also level 7.
Yay!
They caught up to me. I guess I didn't do much.
What?
I like everyone being similar levels anyway, so.
So.
So there we are. That is the session this time around. You've completed one of the side missions for this campaign. Obviously, these are all things that you can, just go around and do and things like that, and do your own thing. But next session won't be next week, or it might be next week. We'll see.
I cannot do next week.
Then there won't be a session next week. Yeah, definitely not, because.
Sorry, I meant to tell you mention that earlier.
I'll be in America anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I was hoping not to do one anyway. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I will be.
How long are you in for?
I'm 2 weeks. I will be there from Saturday through to 2 weeks. That Saturday, so middle of March. So yeah, we'll have to try and do something while I'm there. Try and get.
Yeah, if See what's good. You guys planning on coming down to LA?
Probably not, because it's away. It's like 6 hours.
No, I get it.
No. But if you wanted to come, like Sam's got work the first week, so if you ever wanted to come to San Francisco, I'd meet you there. We'd go out and do something.
And maybe see what the trains are like up there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll look into it.
Alright, and maybe we can meet Sam after work somewhere or something like that and do something. We'll see.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll keep you informed. And Dan, it was good playing with you again. And sure, we'll get Minerva up and running at some point, and we'll get a refresher session in and see what's going on.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is write a previously, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
right. I'm already on that, and it's quite extensive. So
okay, cool.
Don't worry.
We could make it into like a little slideshow or a video if you wanted. I could do that. Wouldn't be too much problem.
It should be a montage with very, not like motivational, but not upbeat music.
Yeah.
I was gonna like watch the sessions back anyway, just to refresh myself. So we could always just do something.
Yeah, I'll take clips from them. Some of that stuff, all the videos, and my hard drive. So
do that. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for playing. GG to all of you. You all did very well today.
Yeah.
Confusing the situation.
Thanks for GMing.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I will speak to you guys a bit later on. Again, no session next week then. There probably won't be a session the week after that either, because I'll be on a flight home and I will just be dead. Not literally, obviously. In fact, there might be a session on the Sunday, because I might need distracting, because I'll be depressed and I might need distracting because I've just come back home and I need to go to work the next day or the day after that. So, so there probably will be 2 weeks from today.
Okay, I'll make sure of the day off.
Yeah.
I've got 2 different jobs that I've already had to turn down work this weekend, so for a better job.
Sorry, 3 weeks from today there'll definitely be a session. There might be 2 weeks from today, but probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say 2 weeks from today you're still here.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Made a boo-boo. Alright. I will speak to you guys a little bit later on.
Alright, thanks, Dean.
Alright, see you later. Bye.
Dan, I'll send you info for Minerva later.
Awesome, cool. I'm gonna update everyone, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow night with dates, and then I'll get the previously stuff sorted out fairly soon as well.
Alright, man. I'll speak to you later.
Alright, thanks guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.